Hi there, can you state your name, please?
Desmond Wolf.
All right, give me 1 second here. All right. All right, the state is alleging two charges against you. Both of them are felony allegations. First charge is dangerous drug possession or use. The second one is drug paraphernalia possession or use. You have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. I've scheduled you for a preliminary hearing on February 5th at 4 o'clock p.m. That is to determine if there is probable cause to charge you with those felonies, not convict you, only to charge you. If
Okay.
there is probable cause found, then your case will bind over from this court to the Gila County Superior Court, and they'll take disposition on the case.
Right.
Your release conditions are as follows: obey all orders of the court, do not commit any crimes, notify the court immediately of any address change, do not leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court, do not possess or consume any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, and do not possess any firearms. Do you understand those release conditions?
Yes.
Okay. I'm placing a $2,500 bond hold on you, so you'll remain in custody unless you post bond. Being that you're held in custody on a felony, the prosecutor has 48 hours to file a formal complaint against you from the date and time of this hearing. If they do not file a complaint within those 48 hours, you'll be released on your own recognizance without having to post bond. If they do file the complaint, then you'll be held on that bond until your court date of the 5th of February. Also, since you're held in custody on the felony, you have the right to a court-appointed attorney if you cannot afford to hire one. So I'm going to send you a financial questionnaire that if you wish to exercise your rights to have a court-appointed attorney at little or no cost to you, then complete that financial questionnaire. And if the complaint files within 48 hours, your attorney will be assigned, be made aware of your charges, be made aware of your in custody status and your bond amount, and be discussing that with you shortly thereafter. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you have any questions at all?
Is it possible if I can get my bond lowered?
Well, $2,500 for a class 4 felony and a class 6 felony is already low. I kept it fairly reasonable in the consideration of it. The only reason why I'm putting you on a bond is because of your prior failure to appears. So you have a significant amount of failure to appears in other courts and currently have failure to appears in other courts.
And
So,
that right now I have court on the 4th for both of those two cases that I have open right now.
okay.
And I was wondering, is it possible if I can be released on OR so I can take care of that? Because right now I was currently in treatment, and I was on my way back to to the treatment center when we had got pulled over.
Okay,
And
well, yeah. So unfortunately, you left the treatment center.
no, because me and my manager were on our way to go pick up my sister because she wanted to be in the treatment also. So that's why we were going to pick her up, and we were headed back, and we had gone pulled over.
Why did you have to go if your sister wanted to do it?
Because I had to show the manager where we had lived, and we had got an okay from the counselor at the treatment that we could go over there and pick her up.
Mr. Wool, the only reason why there's a bond hold on you is because of your failure to appears, your history of failure to appears. So what
I I
that
understand
hold
that.
on,
I
hold
understand.
on,
Excuse
don't
me. Sorry.
yeah. So the 48 hours is a big deal. If they don't file a complaint by Wednesday, you're going to be walking. Okay?
All right.
So the concerning part is after Wednesday. So the $2,500 again is pretty low for the two felonies. If they file the complaint, the 2,500 remains. If they don't file it, then you're going to be released. So we'll just kind of have to wait to see on Wednesday.
Because like I said, I have court on the 4th for those two, and
Yeah.
I've been trying to take care of those two cases for a while. And my counselor had finally got it. She had wrote me a letter, and I had wrote what do you call that, a motion
A motion, okay.
that if they can squash it or if they can just reinstate me with the whatever they had given me to pay. And I was supposed to have court on those for the 4th, and it's not like I was running from it or I wasn't trying to avoid it. I just was it going through some things, and I came to realization that I had to take care of those. So I ended up going to treatment, and right now the treatment's helping me take care of my legal stuff.
Well,
And
let's see. So if the complaint doesn't file, then there's no issue with you making that court date on the 4th. If it does file, we'll look at it again after that. So I'll put a review on this after the Wednesday, and you and I will talk again if we need to. If you released, you're released.
so after 48 hours,
Yeah, so Wednesday is that 48 hours. I'll talk to you on Thursday if that complaint files. If the complaint doesn't file, I won't talk to you on Thursday because you'll be out.
I
Okay, so I'll talk to you again on Thursday if it files. Okay. Yes, sir. Can you state your name, please?
Garrett Parsons.
All right, give me one moment here to get caught up. All right. All right, your full name, sir?
Garrett J. Parsons.
Thank you. The state is alleging two charges against you. Both of them are felony allegations. The first is dangerous drug possession or use, and the second is prohibited possession of a firearm. Both are class 4 felonies that you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial on. I've scheduled you for a preliminary hearing on the 16th of February at 4 o'clock p.m. That date is to determine if there's probable cause to charge you with those two allegations, not convict you, only to charge.
Right.
If probable cause is found, your case will bind over from this court to the Gila County Superior Court, and they'll take disposition on the case.
Yes, sir.
Your release conditions are as follows: obey all orders of the court, do not commit any crimes, notify the court immediately of any address change. Do you have a residence in Arizona, or are we just traveling through?
I was traveling through. I was playing softball this weekend.
You're doing what?
I was playing softball in Phoenix.
Okay, how'd you guys do?
We went 4-5-2. We did pretty good.
Yeah, made the playoff bracket.
Yeah.
All right, so there is a restriction not to leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court. I've excluded that. Just make sure that you appear on all your court dates that are ordered.
Yes, sir.
Do not consume or possess any alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, and do not possess any firearms because it's a felony allegation.
Yes,
If
sir.
you're convicted, you could become a prohibited possessor.
Okay.
On the court date, make sure that you call the business day ahead of time to make sure you don't make that trip for no reason,
Okay.
to see if court is still proceeding. It may go in front of a grand jury instead.
Okay.
And if that's the case, they'll send you mail to that address, but it's going to take a little while, so I don't want you to
Right.
drive off or nothing. So call the first business day before the 16th.
Yes, sir.
Can you agree to those release conditions?
Yes, sir.
And you'll show up to court as ordered unless otherwise notified?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll release you on your own recognizance. I did read the briefing that the officer presented in the case and showed how your cooperation with him, so that went into consideration on your release as well.
Thank
So
you.
I just wanted to make you aware of that. Any questions for me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all I've got for you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Judge, this is somebody I think you're seeing today. They said that you know on her behalf.
Okay.
And the table on answer that. And so we're going to judge. Speak up loud.
Hi there, sir. Can you state your name?
James Hansi.
Okay. All right, sir, the state is alleging one charge against you, a misdemeanor violation of criminal littering. On that charge, you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. I've scheduled you for an arraignment on the 25th of February at 9 a.m. The arraignment is where you'll need to be prepared to plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest to that charge. Depending on how you plead will be what happens next with the court proceedings. All of those options, as well as the penalty range, will be explained to you at the next hearing. Your release conditions are as follows: obey all orders of the court, do not commit any crimes, notify the court immediately if your address changes, do not leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court. So were you planning on going back to Texas or going to your sister's?
I'm going down to my sister's and then I'm going to Texas.
How long were you going to stay at your sister's?
Probably a week or two.
All right, so you probably want to consider at least going to the 25th of February because that's your next court date.
Where do I go to court?
Right up here in Payson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you might have to reschedule that. I'm not going to allow you permission to leave. Do you want me to back that date up a little bit to make it sooner? Would that be better for you?
Well, no, that's a good date.
Okay.
I mean,
So
we
just,
can always change it later, right?
well, it's not as easy as you think. I can change it now pretty easy.
Yeah.
But I got you scheduled for the 25th right now of February, so it's about a month.
Yeah.
Okay, so just
I'll
don't
be
leave the
back up here.
okay, just don't leave the state of Arizona unless you get permission from the court. Do you understand those release conditions?
Yes, sir.
Can you comply with them?
Yes, sir.
And you'll show to court as ordered?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll release you on your own recognizance then. Do you have any questions?
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. That's all I got for you.
Head back where you were. That way. Down there, under the table right there. Yep, here. You're just talking to there, that's just, make sure you talk loud.
Can you state your name, please?
James Miles.
All right, Mr. Miles, can you give me your full name, please?
James Vernon Miles III.
Thank you. All right, the state is alleging one violation against you, and that's a public nuisance, a misdemeanor violation that you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial on. I've scheduled you for an arraignment on the 18th of February at 9 a.m. That's where you'll need to be prepared to plead either guilty, not guilty, or no contest to that charge. Depending on how you plead will be what happens next with the court proceedings. All of those options, as well as the penalty range, will be explained to you prior to you giving your plea at the next hearing. Your release conditions are as follows: obey all orders of the court, do not commit any crimes, notify the court immediately of any address change, do not leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court, do not contact the alleged victim in any manner, do not go near the location of the alleged offense. Do you understand those release conditions?
Yes.
Can you comply with those?
Yes, sir.
And you'll show up to court as ordered?
Yeah, on the 18th, right?
Correct, and you'll get a copy of this.
Okay.
All right, I'll release you on your own recognizance with your promise. Do you have any questions?
No, I'm just sorry for you guys taking up your guys' time today, you know.
Okay, appreciate it. That's all I have for you.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You betcha, you too.
Okay, ma'am. End of the table. Right here. Wait, no, right there. There you go.
Heather, can you state your name, please?
Virginia Watson.
All right, your full name?
Virginia Lou Watson.
Is it L-U-L-O-U?
Yeah, Lou.
Okay, thank you.
Your last name at www.gmail.com. Is excuse me, sir.
Go ahead.
Is that Vicenia Debiel at Gmail?
Yes, VICENYAW at Gmail?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, the state is alleging one violation against you, which is a misdemeanor violation of driving with a suspended, revoked, or canceled driver's license. On that charge, you have the right to remain silent, right to counsel, and right to trial. What I'd like to do is move forward into an arraignment, which means collect a plea from you now, and that way it saves you a trip to have to come back to court on a later date. I also received a letter from Elite Care Wellness LLC. They provided a statement regarding your treatment and whatnot. So I want to make you aware of that.
Okay, thank you.
To proceed with the arraignment, I need your consent to waive your personal appearance in court. So instead of scheduling you come back to court and stand in front of me or another judge on a different date, I need your consent to waive that personal appearance and do this by video like we're doing. Do I have your consent?
Yes.
All right. So the class, driving on a suspended, revoked, or canceled driver's license is a class 1 misdemeanor. That is punishable by a maximum fine of $2,500, 6 months of jail, and or 3 years of probation. What I can tell you is there's no jail time as part of any of your sentencing. So whether you plead guilty or no contest now or later go to trial and are found guilty, you're not facing jail time on that charge. There is no mandatory minimum, so the fine is from 0 up to that maximum amount I told you, and the probation's from 0 up to that 3 years I told you. Your options are to plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. If you plead guilty or no contest, I'll proceed forward into sentencing today. That'll again save you another trip back to court. If you plead not guilty, I'll schedule you back to court for what's called a pre-trial conference. That's where you meet with the prosecutor of the case. You discuss the case with the prosecutor. They may provide you evidence that they plan on using at a later trial if it goes to trial. They may provide you some information from a police report or have you view a police report. At the conclusion of that meeting with the prosecutor, one of 3 things will occur. 1, the case will in fact go to trial. 2, the case could enter a plea agreement. Or 3, the case could dismiss. Do you have any questions about that?
No.
Okay. The difference between a guilty and a no contest plea is the following. If you plead guilty, you're admitting to the facts of the case and that you committed the crime. A no contest plea is that you're not admitting or denying the facts of the case, but you're accepting the conviction. Both guilty and no contest pleas show on a criminal history as a conviction for that charge. And then I already explained the not guilty plea.
Yeah.
Yep. Go ahead. One more thing I got to explain to you before I take a plea.
Okay.
You also have the right to an attorney. Since the case does not have any jail time, there's not a court-appointed attorney available to you unless, 1, you provide a reason that you need a court-appointed attorney with the not because you can't afford one. So it's a 2-prong requirement. Number 1, you must not be able to afford an attorney, and then number 2, a additional qualifying reason. One of those reasons is jail time. But since I informed you there's no jail time, and if that changes, your rights will change. So you'll have to decide, I'm going to provide the court with a reason I want a court-appointed attorney, or I'm going to waive the presence of an attorney, or I'm going to hire an attorney at my own expense. Do you understand that decision?
Yes.
How do you wish to proceed regarding the attorney decision?
I plead guilty.
Okay, so I know what your plea is, but before I take your plea, I have to find out what your decision is on the attorney. Waiving the presence of an attorney, hiring an attorney at your own expense, or providing the court a reason why you want a court-appointed attorney.
Mm,
So if you're planning on pleading guilty, there's not anything for your attorney to do. So then if that's still what you wish to do, then you would waive the presence of an attorney and proceed without one. But
Yeah,
if you
wait,
want,
yeah, that
okay,
one.
but if you wanted an attorney to do some work for you, then you would either tell me I'm going to hire one, judge, or I'm going to tell you a reason that the court can accept to appoint one to you. But if you don't want to do any of those,
No.
then it's a waiving. So you're
I'll
waiving?
waive it.
All right. So I'll be sending you a waiver letter that waives two things. Number one, your personal appearance that we talked about. And number two, the presence of an attorney, okay?
Okay.
And I heard that you wanted to plead guilty. Do you still wish to maintain your guilty plea?
Yes.
All right, so I'll enter that guilty plea. And before I accept it, I'm going to advise you of the rights that you're giving up by entering that guilty plea. Before I do that, are you on probation or parole?
No.
Okay. By pleading guilty, you're giving up the right to plead not guilty and require the state to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You're also giving up the right to have a trial in front of a judge. You're giving up the right to have the assistance of an attorney at all stages of the proceedings, including appeal, and that's what we talked about before with the waiver. You're giving up the right to confront witnesses against you and cross-examine them as to the truthfulness of their testimony. You're giving up the right to present evidence in your own behalf and have the court compel your chosen witnesses to appear and testify free of charge. Also giving up the right to remain silent and to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And further giving up the right to a direct appeal. I want to make you aware of possible collateral consequences. They're not for sure, but they are possible. And those are the following. The possible suspension of your driver's license, an impact on a commercial driver's license or other professional license, an impact on your insurance rates, the revocation of probation or parole, an increased penalty for further criminal charges, becoming a prohibited possessor if convicted of domestic violence charges, and if you're not a citizen of the United States, a plea or finding of guilt may result in your deportation or being denied citizenship or reentry. Further on your citizenship, Rule 17.2 states that if you're not a citizen of the United States, pleading guilty or no contest to a crime may affect your immigration status. Admitting guilt may result in deportation even if the charge is later dismissed. Your plea or admission of guilt could result in your deportation or removal, could prevent you from ever being able to get legal status in the United States, or could prevent you from becoming a United States citizen. Having each of these rights in mind, you wish to waive those rights and enter your guilty plea?
Yes.
Okay. Regarding your guilty plea, are you making that guilty plea voluntarily?
Yes.
Nobody forced, threatened, or harassed you to make that plea?
No.
Did anybody promise you any lighter sentence or punishment that if you pled guilty, you'd receive it?
No.
Court will accept your plea, finds that you made it knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently. You may file a Rule 33 petition for post-conviction relief, and if denied, file a petition for review. I'll give you a letter that explains that. It'll also explain to you how to set aside the judgment of conviction pursuant to Arizona Revised Statutes 13905 once all the terms of the sentence have been completed, and you may qualify for a certificate of second chance and apply to seal the records pursuant to Arizona Revised Statutes 13911 once the terms of the sentence and the timeframes have been completed. So that letter will explain each of those portions to you. I'm going to now read a factual basis that you're admitting the guilt to, and it'll be collected from the complaint that was issued to you. That factual basis is the following, that on January 26th of 2026 at about 1:31 p.m. you were contacted at or near milepost 252 on State Route 260, and that's the 620 East Highway 260 in Payson city limits in Gila County in the jurisdiction of this court. In that police contact, it was found that you were operating a motor vehicle on a public roadway when your license was suspended, canceled, or revoked. Additionally, there are 3 civil traffic violations that I'll be collecting a plea from you of either responsible or not responsible. The first violation is displaying a license plate that has been suspended for no insurance, then not having insurance on the vehicle, and then finally, the vehicle is not registered. Those violations again occurred in city limits of Payson in Gila County. Does that sound correct?
Yes.
Regarding the civil violations, do you plead responsible or not responsible?
I feel responsible for taking it, and not knowing that it was not registered and not no insurance. I didn't know that. I thought it did.
And I see that it's owned by somebody else,
Yes.
but it is the driver's responsibility before they operate the vehicle. And I heard what you had to say, so it's not like you're dodging it. But it is our responsibility as drivers, not owners, that the vehicle that we're driving, we have to make sure it's mechanically safe to be driven and
Yes.
also that it's legal to be driven.
Yes, I didn't do that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I mean, that's my fault.
Okay, so you do want to enter a responsible plea on those violations?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right, do you wish to give any further statement than what you already have regarding, before I impose sentencing?
No.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do with some of the information you explained. The driving suspended violations, a $482 fine. I'm going to reduce that down to $202 if you're able to provide the court a good driver's license within 30 days of today's date. So whatever's holding it up, try to fix that, get a license issued to you. You'll get a savings on that, okay?
I'm supposed to well, Friday I applied to take a what is it called? My alcohol assessment
Okay.
that I need to do for to reinstate my license.
Okay.
And I started the test, but I got to continue it.
Okay.
So and they told me that after that it takes 4 to 8 hours when I finish my class online.
Okay.
So I'm working on that.
All right, so 30
Yeah.
days sounds pretty reasonable to get
Yeah.
that? All right, that'll be a good savings. All you got to do is get that license and then send us an email of it. And that's
Okay.
all. So I'll make sure that you've got the email address to be able to do that.
Yeah.
The other violation for having the suspended registration for insurance, there's nothing I can do on that. That's just that is a $497.50 fine. The insurance violation, not having insurance, is $945. However, if you're able to show insurance on the vehicle at the time that it was stopped, that can dismiss. If the owner gets insurance on the vehicle afterwards and you produce a driving record through motor vehicle, a 39-month driving record that does not show any prior insurance violations, then that can reduce down to $184. So $945 reduced down to $184. So that's a pretty considerable savings for you. So tell the owner or whomever to get 6 months of insurance, then you get a 39-month driving record to be able to produce to the court, and we can give you that reduction, okay?
And I'll have it pay for that.
Okay. And then
I'll
the
have
other,
it pay for that.
yeah, I mean, it's their insurance, yeah. And then the registration also, they should, if you got, if you get them to get registration on the vehicle, within 30 days of today's date, I'll just dismiss that one. That's 170.
He told me that he was telling us last night on the phone that he did re-register it and the insurance, but he said that somebody had taken out the papers out of the vehicle, the new ones that he just did last week, I think.
Well, if that's
But I don't know.
right, the citation reads it's expired 7 of 2025. So if he actually did do it in the computer, it would have found it. So you might be talking to him about it. But what I'll do is still give you the ability, even if he's done it afterwards, register it afterwards, it'll still suspend that. It's just got 30 days. 31 days, it won't do that. Okay.
Okay.
So you got a lot of things to do to, 31s, get those people to get insurance, get those people to get registration. That saves you a lot of money. Then you just get your motor vehicle record 39 months or more, and that saves you a bunch on the insurance. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. And then there's 1 day of jail. There's a $69 jail fee for the one time of in custody. So without any of the deductions we're talking about, it's $2,165.50. Are you able to pay that today?
No.
Okay, I can put you on a payment plan. I do have to add a one-time payment plan fee of $20 per statute. How much can you afford to pay per month?
Um, Probably 100. I don't know yet. But
Is a
I'll
hundred?
probably talk to my manager and ask him if he might just help me pay it off.
Okay, so
But
that's
I
up.
gotta ask him.
All right, but if they don't, what's a safe number? 100?
100.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's go with 100. You can pay it off more sooner, whatever you like to do there.
Okay.
Are you able to make a payment today or no?
No, not right now. I gotta get back to Phoenix first.
Okay, so
Then I
then,
can maybe mail it in or send it
yep,
in.
I'll provide you on the bottom of your judgment and sentencing form. It'll give you a phone number and a website to be able to make your payments remotely.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
make sure you do that timely because warrants will issue if you do not. So
Okay.
here's
I'll
the,
do it as soon as I get back to Phoenix.
okay, so here's the total amount of papers you're going to get. Number one, you're going to get a misdemeanor release condition order. That's releasing you out of custody today. Okay, it has those release conditions of not to drive a vehicle on a public roadway unless you're licensed to do so. You're also going to be receiving a paper that has my initials down the left column of that paper. That's the rights that I went over with you that you're waiving with your guilty plea. That requires your signature on the bottom of that form. Then there's a form that's called warnings and notice rights. That's the information I told you about how to seal the records, how to set aside the judgment, and the warning notices of those. And then the judgment and sentencing, what we just talked about as far as the fines that are imposed. So that's all the documents that you'll be receiving. After you get those signed and completed, you'll be released out of custody at the detention staff's convenience. Do you have any
Okay.
questions for me at all of anything we talked about?
No, no.
All right, our phone number and address is all over the forms that you'll be getting.
Okay.
If you think of
Okay.
some after today, because we gave you a lot of information,
Okay.
then just give us a call or send us an email.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Okay,
All right, who do you want me to send this to?
Smith, A.
Okay.
Smith.
Okay, sounds good, thanks.
All right, thank you.
Bye.